Hi, everyone. Jen Bradshaw Almond here. How are you? I am here with my girlfriend Jessica Safko, and we're so excited. We've honestly had to be truthful. We've done this a couple times, so we're gonna roll with it this time. So, if you're curious, again, I'm Jen Bradshaw Almond. I'm the Modern Woman's Guide to Sacred Wisdom. And I help women who are in a transitional phase in their business bravely face those things so that we create boundaries in their life so that they can actually be seen and heard. And I'm joined today with the beautiful Jessica Safko. And I'm going to turn it over to you to allow you to introduce. Hello, Jessica.
Oh, hello, Jen. Thanks for having me here today. We have done this a couple times, so I'm excited to do it again. And and if you don't know me, I am a photographer for bloggers and creatives. I do lifestyle photography, and I also have a travel blog that you can find at jessicasafko.com. And I'm really excited to talk about my journey because I feel like Jen has been such a big part of it and where I am today. So let's get started.
Let's do this. Yeah, we're like totally ready. Let's do this. Okay. So, like we said, the reason we're coming together is to share what it was like to work with me. I'm gonna talk so really entrepreneur years. If you're an entrepreneur, you know they like you grow and develop in like instance, like it's huge. It's an amazing amount of time. So we met many moons ago, many lifetimes ago. Jessica, when she was doing branding, we came together. You know, she did my branding. We just kind of came together, and we thought, okay, that's great. It's a client relationship. See you later. We met in LA, and that was a little while, like many moons ago. And then I think it was probably even 2 years after that. Um, she had posted something in briefly being in Topanga, California, and I saw it and I private messenger and I was like, "Hey, are you still in the area?" And you're like, "No, I went back to LA." And I was like, "Well, I'm in California." Mind you, I live in Virginia, right? At the time, I lived in Virginia. She lived in California. And you're like, that, and Jessica was like, this is so weird. Like, this is crazy. So we agreed that we would just meet up at a restaurant and hang out and catch up. And during that time, Jessica was in a certain situation, or part of her life, and I'm gonna let her talk about her journey. And I was like, are you open to like me supporting you because you supported me? And at the time I had tattooed her branding logo on my arm. She hadn't seen it at
Oh,
that point.
I love that. I love that. That was so
And
cool.
and she was. So, Jessica, where were you at the time when we were sitting at that restaurant? It was a gorgeous restaurant in California. You got to see the tattoo. It'd been a couple years. So like where were you in that life that you were like you said yes to exploring astrology and energy healing modalities for your own life?
Yeah, well, I was not in the best place. I'm not sure if it was like right when we met or maybe like when you first started supporting me, but I think I had like kind of like a breakdown.
Mhm.
And like just going back, before I get into that, I feel like you pop in at like the most meaningful and amazing points in my life. Like whenever you pop up, I know something like really big is gonna happen. Sometimes I get a little nervous. I'm like, ah, but I feel like, yeah, like you pop up in these really big moments. So that was maybe like one of the first times that you popped up, and I felt like I needed so much of your support, and it just felt so right. And I was living in LA. I've always had this dream of traveling, like always, my entire life. But instead, I was living in LA. I've always wanted to travel, but I always had something holding me back. So whether it was a job or a relationship or something that was keeping me from, I had this dream of living like a nomad lifestyle.
Cool.
And so everything looked like so perfect from the outside. I had a beautiful sunny apartment in LA, and I had an amazing relationship that I worked really hard to manifest. And I was working on my business. I was growing my blog, and I had like a wait list for the clients that were coming to me. And I was like really doing well financially, but I just felt like there was something missing. Like it was just this huge void. And I woke up one day and I just felt like that something just wasn't right. Like I was looking around and I was like, this is such a beautiful apartment. Like how awful should I feel for like not loving this life? But if I'm not following my dreams, then that amazing life is worth nothing. And so it was kind of like a secret that I was like ashamed of, that I'm not happy with this like picture perfect life. And so when I met Jen and we started working together, I felt like it was like just exactly what I needed. And I feel like if we didn't start working together, I would probably still be in that life like for 5 more years and be unhappy and unsatisfied.
Well, you know what? I learned a couple things. I didn't know all of those details. So thanks for sharing that. Like you said, the perfect life. Like you went into details about that, and I mean, I knew parts of it, but not all of it. But I have a question. Like you said, you kind of woke up and you felt like you just didn't know, but you had this like this desire burning. Like when we met at that moment in California for dinner, like what made you say yes to getting the support? Like what was it? Like was it a feeling? Was it a thought? Like what made you say yes to kind of working with me in after you had this whole realization of this life wasn't for you?
I feel like so we worked together and we did your first brand together, and just getting to know you, I just knew that like I have to vibe with someone, and just like I think our vibe obviously our vibes go together,
Totally.
and it was just I don't know, it was like it was divine planning, just that you came and I posted something on Instagram. That's how we got connected, is like you're like, are you into panga? Like it just was like everything was so perfect. So it's like when everything works out, like they're like puzzle pieces that all come together, you have to say yes. Like it's your divine plan and your intuition, and like you I know are full of magic. So from working with you and knowing the inner parts of your brand when I was working on designing your brand, like because I know your business so much, I know like how amazing you are and how much I needed your support.
You know, that's awesome that you said that because it's like that feeling and you've really learned to tap into those feelings and trusting your own feelings. And I feel like and I want you to talk about like where you are now, but like when we started working together, we basically what we were doing was we were meeting probably once a month or every other week, and we started with an astrology reading, and I kind of gave you some ins and outs to why things might be uncovering timing wise with the planets. I kind of tied it to that, but then we talked about like the desire to travel to that you landed there and just kind of stayed where you were at, but now you realize that there was a bigger dream out there for you. So we kind of mapped that to the astrology, and then as we work together every other week or monthly with the flower essences, we just the coaching helped you kind of well, do you tell me like what did it help you kind of see? Tell me like what you were seeing and describe where you are now and what unfolded.
Well, I think I can think back to one call that we had, and I don't remember exactly. I know it's a recording, and I've wanted to listen to this recording forever because I know it'll be like so amazing. Um, but I think we were talking about like, okay, we have like I have my life in LA and I have like this amazing relationship, that's like so perfect and I can't even imagine leaving it. But then I have this dream of traveling the world, and those two worlds don't coincide and I have to choose one.
Mm,
And you never told me like you have to choose the other one. You gave me the tools to like to I don't know to find my own answers, to figure it out on my own in the right way. Like you never were like you have to do this, but you like guided my hand towards me finding my own answer and choosing that way. So fast forward maybe a couple months, I sell all my things. I leave the relationship, which was heartbreaking because it was an amazing relationship. And um yeah, but so I left the relationship and sold all my things, sold my car,
the nomad
and
thing
was like,
unfolded.
Yeah. And I was like, I'm traveling the world. So, yeah, and everything just kind of came together. And then I think maybe I left a couple months later.
Mhm.
And then from there, I, I traveled like all over the world, and there's been so much that has happened in between that. But then now I'm based in Berlin, in my favorite city in the entire world, getting my freelance visa here, manifesting so many amazing things in my business, manifesting more love, and having an amazing relationship again that is actually someone that is more aligned with me. And so, because of all that, I feel like if I would have never taken that step and found those answers by myself, I would have never been where I am right now.
So cool.
And that is definitely because of you, because I feel like you really helped me find those answers.
That's awesome. And that gives me such joy because it's always fun and it's been since that period that we will, like you said, we'll rendezvous again and we'll talk about monumental pieces that come in. But it's like I love seeing like your desires, like, or any client's desires unfold. And it's so funny. Like, you're like, I sold all my stuff. And I'm like, yeah, because I didn't like, you're right. I don't like, I certainly don't want the responsibility of someone making their own choice. Like, and like you were doing the nomad business. And I think it was like maybe even 6 months after we chatted or after we stopped working together and things started to unfold and you started getting things in order, the plan started unfolding for you. Um, I was like super proud. Like, and we didn't know what it was going to unfold for you on that initial step in that journey across the world, right? Um, so uh,
Yeah.
it's so amazing. So here's the thing: like the reason that Jess and I
Yeah.
are talking about this is because I want to share about the program that I'm creating, but that we're actually Jess and I are going to also have a piece where we're creating magic together, and it's going to be in New Orleans, but very similar to what Jessica's described and experienced when she was in this kind of crossroads of her life that she's painted for you when she was back in LA before she took the leap to become this world traveler with the World Traveler blog and doing amazing things. And we're connecting when we stay connected. The program is very similar to the work we did then. What we'll be doing is it's called the Sorcery of Success. There is not only there's one-on-one calls like Jess and I did, there's actually group calls together too. And we're going to come together and I use modalities like astrology and flower essences simply to unfold like what you were talking about, Jessica, the layers that are there inside you already to help guide you to the answers within. So astrology and flower essences are merely just the modalities. But in group settings, you add all of that together and work and collaborate like we are right now. That's where more magic comes together, right? Because we're here, we're like, we want to create magic. We want to make this happen. Let's jump on and do this video like a couple times.
Oh God.
No, and because of that, the other part is we've got one-on-one work with me, which is the deep work that you and I did, the group work where you get to see and collaborate with others in similar positions and like just really co-create with people that are in similar positions. The part that Jess and I are going to be co-creating together is that final peak at the retreat in New Orleans, which is 5 days. Jessica is going to be doing her new, like what she's discovered, her passion of photography. She's going to be capturing our time together. She's going to be part of that magic together. And it really is just like icing on the, isn't it? It's like icing on the cake, right? Like you just went like it was all juicy. So, you know, that's the program. It's called Sorcery of Success. There's one-on-one work, there's group work, and then a retreat. And so as we start to wrap up here, really what I want you to do, or what I would invite you all to do that are listening to this and watching this, that are friends and clients and connections of ours, is to book a call with me. And you can click the link, and we'll put it in the posts and in the emails. Click the link to book a 15-minute call with me, and we'll see. And if you do decide to join us to create the magic of Sorcery of Success and then take a trip to New Orleans to be with Jessica too, then the bonus for you guys are 2 extra one-on-one calls to really get through what like Jessica was doing, the support and the insight and the plan. And how do you get there? How do we unfold that for you? So, with all of that description, Jessica, I'm going to ask you, do you have any last parting words for our viewers?
I definitely do. I've practiced these words a little bit. I I think it's really important that people know that there are so many coaches out there that are like, you should do this and you have to do this to be successful, or you have to do this to manifest more money or more or love or whatever. But I feel like why I love Jen and why her work has been so important in my life is because I believe that we always have those answers within us. And Jen has a way of guiding us to those answers. So she's authentic and she facilitates like everything that she has to offer to like a specific person. So if you're like more creative or any other type of, if you're any type of person, I feel like she really like alters her astrology and all of her readings and everything to you. And I feel like it's so important to have people in your life that will bring out those answers instead of telling you what to do.
Mm.
Um, and I think that's why we vibe so much, because I don't like when people tell me what to do. So it's like it's empowering. It's empowering to work with you. That's like in conclusion. Yeah.
I love that. And thank you so much for that. And it's, I think it's a refined gift that I have and I enjoy it so much because I really do see the possibilities and the opportunities in individuals, like the greatest things and the desires that they want. And I really have, as an energy healer, my heart is there to support you to have that. That's why, so why I do what I do. So thank you so much, Jessica. As far as for me, I would love to have many of you in there. I know that many of us, I even have coaches and too, and what Jessica said is to having the right coach. And so that's why I invite you guys to book that 15-minute call. It says it's an astrology energy call. I'll make it super, super understandable. Even Jessica knows, right? I make it understandable.
Yeah. Amazing, because I know nothing about astrology. I know I'm an Aries. I know, okay, that's about it. Before I started working with you, I knew I was an Aries, but I feel like Jen, like, just she really just like spoon feeds it to you if you need that, and it's amazing.
Yeah, I
You
think.
don't have to be.
Oh, go ahead.
You don't have to be like an astrology genius to get the massive amounts of power out of what she has to offer.
No, that's my job. I'm the astrologer. You guys don't have to be the astrologer. I'm the astrologer. Yeah, absolutely. Thanks, Jessica. Right. And something we've talked about before too is like, and I love Jess because she talks about the magic, and it is magic, and it's practical magic. It's practical magic that you can, and this is going to be my last words for you all, is like, it's practical magic for how to get these done, how to get these things done. How can we plan this? What is like, what's coming up for you? And it's me stepping through these things with you through life to help you to get to where you're at and unfold those answers that you're really wanting to have clarity on. So that's awesome. So really, I would just call for you guys to book a call, use the link inside the email or in the post, 15 minutes. And for all of you that are watching this, if you join the Sorcery of Success, I'll give you 2 extra one-on-one calls. And you know what? You get to create magic with Jess and I in New Orleans. So this is going to be so
Yeah.
much fun. Thank you. Thank you so much for joining me, Jessica. Thank you so much for taking the time.
Oh,
Thank
thank
you
you.
so much for sharing everything. So everyone,
Okay, perfect.
hope to see you soon. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.